back was shaped like a question mark that leaned too far to the right. Over the years, Hanna had assisted Emily in doing the exercises the doctor recommended. Her efforts had helped to a degree. Still, Emily's spine looked like a tree that, bereft of sunshine, had tried to reach around a boulder to find light. It was Hanna's responsibility to look after Emily. Hanna gave Emily her bath. She walked her to the classroom for their day-long lessons on faith. Hanna locked arms with her sister at church and helped her kneel. She helped Emily stand. What would happen to Emily in 10 days' time when her big sister no longer lived in Jotham's house? Hanna still didn't know. That was a subject she had yet to broach, and there was no time to think about it now. Dusk hung like vapor in the air. Darkness would soon fall. A stream appeared up ahead, its frigid water tinted blue by the first glimmers of moonlight. Beyond the water, the ground was a foreboding maze of shadows, burdened with steep, imperceptible cliffs and rabbit-sized holes that led to nowhere. Hanna took a hard step, and her foot lodged in the swampy mire. She pulled her boot out, careful to balance the jug in her hand and Emily against her hip. In the distance, a light beckoned. Jotham's house. Still too far away. Hanna kept moving. In her haste, she pulled Emily along beside her. Emily didn't complain. The girl never complained. But Hanna could tell from her labored breaths they were moving too fast. She looked into the sky again. The darkness hadn't fully set in. They still had time. There was no reason to panic just yet. 3 weeks ago, this ground was covered in snow. At the peak of winter, it was 2 yards deep. Now all that remained were occasional piles of slush. Hanna found she missed the snow. There was contentment in knowing everything was silver and white, that the world was asleep, and that time had managed, as incredible as it seemed, to slow down. Hanna had spent the entire season willfully ignoring what was coming, pretending her body hadn't changed. Hanna would turn 18 in a week's time, the age she'd always feared. She'd seen how others looked at her, how the men at church glared without shame, how their eyes grew wide as they tried to imagine what was underneath her floral dress. Hanna knew what they wanted, what men expected from women. She couldn't lie to herself any longer. Winter was gone, and what she'd been afraid of her whole life was rapidly approaching. "Did you hear that?" Emily said. Yes. How could she not? The wolves were howling. Since the moment she spotted those yellow eyes, a warm worry had fluttered in Hanna's chest. In the minute since, it became clear they were being followed. Hanna hoped it was just the one wolf. More likely, up to a dozen were tracking them. The leader of the pack sending silent signals to his brethren to surround the girls, to find the perfect moment to strike. The sun was gone now. Moonlight had taken over the black-blue skies. They'd stayed out too long, and now they had to move quickly. Hanna pressed forward with Emily clinging to her arm. The wolves would take Emily first. They would sense her deformity and, like adept hunters, prey upon her weakness. Hanna's mother had persuaded her to take a knife out into the wild. The weapon pressed against the seam of her dress, the metal cold against her skin. But what good would one knife do against an entire pack of wolves? Back at the stream, Hanna had tried to lead them astray. She'd splashed through 3 consecutive piles of slush and then turned sharply, thinking that if they altered their course, what they would lose in time, they'd make up for by confusing their trackers. It had turned out to be a remarkably ineffective strategy.